Welcome to my pity party because I just found out I can't go to World Pride Toronto. I'm upset. So I thought since I can't go to like the coolest Pride parade ever, I thought I would make a vlog about Pride instead. It's story time! This is a children's book I wrote in a writing craft class in high school about sock puppets. It's relevant, I swear. Part of this project was we had to pitch it to the rest of the class as if they were publishers. Everyone in the class said that mine was the coolest project and they thought it should become an actual book. Everyone loved it, except for my teacher, who gave it a C-. Maybe it was because the book deserved a C-. Maybe it was because I went to a super conventional Catholic high school. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna read this to you guys. It's entitled Socks, because I'm not clever and I couldn't think of a cooler name. Socks are very routine creatures. There are blue socks and pink socks. Blue socks and pink socks match up and start sock families so they can make more blue socks and more pink socks. If you are any other color, you are not a sock. It's a metaphor. Old socks go to work, young socks go to school. They succeed, get good grades, and make good wages. If you did not do this, you are not a sock. By the way, I drew all these. Look at me. I can art. After school, every sock would come home, eat dinner with their family, work and play, sleep, wake up, and do it all over again. If you did not do what was expected of a sock, you were not a sock. Geraldery, and you thought you were bad at naming characters, was an odd sock. He spoke differently, acted differently, and thought differently, but he was still a sock. He fit all the requirements a sock should fit. There was just something about him the other socks didn't like, so Geraldery spent a lot of time alone. Every time Geraldery saw a pink sock and a blue sock, his soul was filled with sorrow. Wow! It's not because pink socks never asked him to go to the school dances or walk down the hallway. It was because Geraldery just hadn't found his matching sock yet. Geraldery was lonely. Can we just take a minute to appreciate this like crappy anime drawing? Senpai sock! Sock pie! Then, at the corner of his eye, he spotted it. His matching sock. He knew it from the very first glance. Everything about this sock was perfect. He just couldn't stop staring, but it was okay because this sock was staring at him in the exact same way. Almost as if to say, hey, I just met you and this is crazy, but I feel the same way. Really? Really, 17-year-old me? There was just one problem, and at this point I felt really cool because I was talking to the class and I'm like, hey class, what do you think that the problem was? Anyway, yeah, it's a blue sock. Look at this! Look at the little blue sock. It's so cute. This new sock made Geraldery happier than he had ever been. He smiled more, he laughed more, and his whole life seemed brighter. For some reason, his new sock did the exact opposite for everyone else. All the other socks were outraged. That made Geraldery wonder, how could something that made two people so happy be a bad thing? Sock said, it's unnatural. Blue socks are meant to be with pink socks. It's in our genetics. But that made Geraldery wonder. Eyeglasses weren't natural. Neither was plastic surgery or hair dye. Why weren't those illegal? Sock said it's against our religion for socks of the same color to match. That made Geraldery wonder. The last time I checked, the values of one religion shouldn't be imposed on an entire country. It's also against the religion to work on Sundays, cut your hair or shave, or wear clothes of two different material. Why weren't those illegal? Sock said socks of the same color can't make more socks. But that made Geraldery wonder. They can always adopt a baby sock who really needs somebody. Old sock couples couldn't reproduce and neither could infertile socks. Why weren't those illegal? Where's the rest of it? Did it not print off the entire thing? Sock said they're a bad influence. Their behavior encourages more socks to be with a matching sock. But that made Geraldery wonder. He didn't think that what he and the other sock had was contagious. Hanging around tall socks didn't make him tall. Hanging around athletic socks didn't make him athletic. And hanging around hyper socks didn't make him hyper. Also, he had been around blue socks and pink socks together since he was little. And he didn't catch that. Sock said if they adopt, they will undoubtedly raise matching children. But that made Geraldery wonder. His parents were different colors, and they raised him. Sock said the family home needs a pink sock and a blue sock. That's the only proper way to raise socks. That made Geraldery wonder. Families came in all different shapes and sizes. Sometimes it was only one pink sock, sometimes it was only one blue sock. He thought all that mattered in a family was there was someone who loved the child sock. Why weren't those illegal? The socks, who were running out of ideas, just said it's just plain weird. That made Geraldery wonder. A lot of things in life are weird and odd and different, but without them, the world would be a very dull place. He thought if the world were all generic and routine, it would be a very boring place to live. He thought if more socks learned to love instead of hate, it would be a much happier place to live. He felt like a world without his sock would not be a world worth living in at all. Geraldry decided that it didn't matter what any other sock said. He loved his sock, and his sock loved him, and that felt right. And so, Geraldry and his sock ran off to a land where they were accepted, and they lived happily ever after. So there you have it, my high school writer's craft project. Thank you for joining my Pride Parade pity party and listening to a story that I wrote when I was 17. I hope all of you at Toronto World Pride are going to be having so much fun, and I will be there with you in spirit.